I thought it was great. I loved the demonstration of the horror genre implemented into the music video.
I thought it was quite good. It fit the song because I thought the song was quite like a bit creepy, don't know, and the whole like narrative was a bit weird. It looks like she was getting stalked by, I don't know if it was like a conscience or something, that she'd done something. What do you think?
I think that the music video fitted in with the song well.
I found it extremely interesting. It's quite different from the other music video I've been watching recently, because it does cover some slightly, I would say, darker themes, but not in a essentially explicit way, like you see with a lot of videos. Like stereotypically you see like the themes very explicitly shown, but in the case of yours it's a lot more passive, and it's very, you have to look into it, and it warrants repeat viewings as well.
Like the music video overall, it was a really authorial piece. I felt like it had very clear cuts and a style to it.
I loved the music video. It was brilliant. It was quite a conceptual piece. It wasn't ultimately clear what was going on, but you were meant to fill in the blanks yourself, and I think that's a great way to go about it, because it matches Porter said. You're not meant to really know what's going on.
I think it looks very professional. I love the shots used and the angles used as well.
Yeah, because you use a lot of effects to make like the visuals fit with the mood. You use a range of shots as well.
It does look very professional, thanks to the use of the black and white filter, especially because it helps to create a very like drawn out and very whitewashed kind of video. It feels very dangerous and very worn out kind of feeling, but especially with the shot types as well, your cinematography is right on point, and it does create the tension that this woman's being chased.
Do you think it looks professional, and why?
Yeah, I think it does look professional. I think the way you've shot it and the way you've used editing techniques and the tone makes it work very well.
Yeah, it looks really professional. I mean, the shots in there are absolutely brilliant. There's lots of really strong establishing shots, especially at the beginning. The black and white filter just adds a level of sort of a rustic style feel to it. It just looks brilliant. I think it's a very professional video.
I think it's on point. It's very well edited as well.
It
was off in one bit.
Oh god.
So it was. There was one little bit where it was the wrong time, I noticed. But the rest of it was good.
Which one was it?
It was like,
I think the bit where she was saying it
near
to
a fence.
Yeah, like I
I
think
think the word she was saying was underneath or something.
yeah, like
Because she said it and then it said it on the song.
on the song it was a bit more like not elongated, like the words, wasn't it? And she said them quite like just spoke them. Maybe if she knew, like the way the woman actually sung the song.
Yeah.
Maybe that might have helped a bit more. But like apart from that, it was quite on time, wasn't it?
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the only bit.
Once again, I don't have any complaints with it. It does what its purpose. Like, you're expecting to see lip syncing in the video, of course, but as far as lip syncing goes, it's very effective and it gets the point done.
I thought the lip syncing on pretty much all aspects, aside from one scene, was bang on. I thought that you had the lip sync nice and swift, and it seemed very natural.
I think the lip syncing's on point entirely. There's no errors that I noticed, so it's all good.
I thought it was very creepy. It fits in with the genre as well. I think it's perfect. It suits the video.
Yeah, the narrative was focused on her a lot. Obviously, she was the main. All the shots were on her because she was getting stalked by them pigs.
Once again, you're clearly trying to create your brand, and getting those close-up shots that you do see quite a few of not only helps create the tension, but it's also helping to create like that sense of star image and brand identity.
I think the star image was quite important, because I think how you presented her as quite a fearful character. She wasn't strong or anything, and she seemed to be like running away from the problem, which I guess was physically embodied by those pigs.
The performance was brilliant. The star image, though the actress was featured a lot in it, it was quite subdued. It adds more of a mysterious feel, because although it is present there, it's not played as in modern pop videos where it's all quite bombastic and up in your face. It's subdued so much that you know that it is there, but you don't know a lot of what's going on type thing. It's played to add more mystery.
I think it suits it. The music flows well with it as well. I love the use of effects onto the narrative.
I thought it was different. It was a bit like weird. I didn't really know what
I was trying to think what the narrative was.
I
but
thought
didn't
it was
know.
like maybe a conscience, I don't know, because there was 3 of them. But then I didn't know if she'd like done something to 3 people and then they were coming back to get her or something. Because they weren't saying anything, so it was sort of just judging. She obviously was scared by them. She was like running away. But I'm not sure what
I
they
thought
were like
they
meant
just
to her.
following her.
Yeah, like stalking her.
It's a strange narrative, I would say. It's very complex. I don't say you've done an overt narrative. It's very what the audience interprets, but I think that's the best thing because it creates a sense of mystery. If you try to tell a specific narrative and go straight down that line with very linear, it'd be fairly boring. I don't think it'd have the same effect. But the fact that you don't explicitly explain makes the video a bit more creepy and helps create that tension.
So what I gather from the narrative is that she's running away from people that she's having to face. Like, I guess the pig's significance could symbolise, like maybe, I don't know, indulgence, overindulgence, sin, whatever. And like how she's trying to run away from her own, which is why at the end when she's embodied in her own mask, I guess, she has to face herself.
It seems to be very, very disjointed, but not in a bad way. It's adds more of a air of mystery to the video itself. You know basically what's going on because it has got quite a conclusive beginning, middle and end, but you don't know any of the details yourself. You don't know what things represent. You don't know what's meant to happen. You don't know what's going to happen, but it's just quite an intense narrative.
I think the editing was really good in this video. It demonstrated throughout the entirety of it with different effects used on some shots and stability as well.
I thought it was good. It was quite clean.
I like the blurry bit.
Yeah,
Like it
so
made,
she was like disoriented and things
yeah.
like that, and like obviously wasn't comfortable with being followed by them pigs.
The editing techniques I think used were really well done, and aside from the fact that some of them were like overdone in some aspects, like they were quite intense, but for the most part you had a nice evenly distributed showing the like stress build up within the character and like the tension building up for her as she was like running away.
Flawless, without a doubt. The editing was absolutely brilliant.
I think a lot of the camera work is very professional, especially in these upcoming shots. And the effects there which link it all together.
Good. Yeah, there was a range of them. Some of them were like quite uncomfortable, like for her, like obviously there were some very close up of her face, which obviously showed the mood that she was like in.
Some of the POV shots you use where it's the camera peering out the bushes are very effective. It's very reminiscent of 80s slasher films, that kind of thing, but with a slight bit more tension because it's a bit more brooding and like long flowing kind of thing. So you've got that idea of tension, but you've also got that idea of like things continuing on and it's being very slowly and brooding up towards the climactic finish.
Again, I think like camera mostly was nicely composed, like you had nice composition. You could easily see which shots were like medium shots, long shots. Like when she like turns around, like you've got the one of her hand like in that kind of canted angle, low angle shot worked well.
They were all done expertly they were really showing what was strange about the situations, what was strange about the narrative, and it wasn't done, it's not like glaring close-ups, it's not like expanding establishing shots, it's done so like intricately that it only improves the surreal level of the narrative.
I thought the use of mise-en-scène was brilliant, especially with the masks for the antagonists. It had a certain sense of horror to it as well. I love the clothing as well. It's similar between the protagonist and the antagonist, which kind of links them together towards the end.
It was a good location for the song because it was creepy.
Yeah,
It
like
was,
a
in the
forest. Yeah, like so that you could hide.
Yeah.
Bit eerie.
The masks specifically, the way you've created that sense is it's very brooding and very foreshadowing. Like you don't know what they want. It hides the human emotion and helps create like a sense of like them not being entirely human.
I like the mise en scène, like it is quite a trope to have kind of like a horror environment in the woods, and you've kind of got that feeling of her being lost and she's going down this path and like she's trying to find her way through the path, but she's also getting followed. So it's kind of like a Red Riding Hood, big bad wolf kind of situation going on where she's trying to run away.
Having the pigs dressed all in black, and they were all in quite bland clothing, it was very, very smart. It was very, very clever. Everyone is dressed very similarly, and it sort of adds a lot of symbolism. It's like everyone's sort of all the same, really. It adds more of that aspect to it.
Deal.
Okay, pause it for that bit. I need to think of this. I would have to say the strongest part of this music video is a mixture between the mise en scene, the camera work, and the different effects used. All three make it thrilling to watch. It's just exciting.
I think your narrative. I think you have got like a definite narrative in there. Like some videos don't really have a narrative, like pop videos don't have narratives. I think your narrative was the strongest point, and like your costumes as well. You've obviously put a lot of effort into your costumes.
Clearly, the mise en scène and the atmosphere you've created through the use of the masks, the use of the black and white, the POV shots, and just it looks cold. You can see the breath being blown up by the main protagonist.
I do think the strongest part of the build is near the end of it, where it sort of like builds up to that, where she's running, the effects get much more intense, and then we find out that like she's surrounded and she's getting taken away, which is, it's kind of like a very cold scene at the end. Like it drags out, but it works well, like 'cause it helps like solidify that intensity that was created in that atmosphere.
I'd say when the effects start to really kick in, where it's shown like where it's got like an aftershot effect where everything's sort of blurry and it's not quite clear what's going on. It shows a lot of creativity with the video itself. Yeah, I think that was my favourite part because it really allowed you to have insight in like what I personally interpret as the character's mentality.
I think my favourite part is this bit where it zooms out and then all of a sudden they're surrounding her.
I like the bit where she was just sat next to the rock.
Oh
and then
yeah.
it zoomed out and then the pigs.
And
were
they were all
there.
sat above her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That rock was huge.
Specifically the ending sequence where you see your lead singer walking away with the pig mask on. It's a kind of a simulation into the pig cult.
I think my favourite part definitely was that when the camera pulls back and it's revealed that the three pigs are there, and then like they do drag off. I think that was a really good build-up of like tension.
Don't think there was actually. I liked all of it.
That end bit when she was walking away with the pig mask on.
I quite liked that. I thought it was another pig that had stole the, like I thought they'd killed her and stole the scarf off her. I quite liked that pig bit actually. So it's obviously taken over on there.
It's hard to say. I can't really say there's any part that I specifically don't like. If it had to be anything though, maybe the ending where you're seeing her get dragged off, maybe it's a bit too explicit compared to the rest of the video, which has been very passive, but I wouldn't say that's a major problem anyway.
I think my least favourite bit was sort of like between the beginning and the middle. It was just kind of like this, not much going on. She was kind of just sitting about, and it was not really furthering the narrative.
There was not a least favourite part. It's quite nitpicky. It was just there wasn't a least favourite part. It was I thought it was like consistently strong throughout. There was nothing I didn't like.
maybe have all of the antagonists wearing the exact same clothing, but that would be kind of hard to do. So it still looks really good as it is.
Anything else?
Just that little bit of the lip syncing.
Yeah,
Thought
maybe
the rest was fine.
maybe a little bit at the beginning. Maybe it was a bit too long, the shot, because I didn't know like what was sort of happening. Maybe you could have, I don't know, maybe just like separated a little bit. But apart from that, it was like good.
Mainly just in maybe show like an increased build up of the pigs. Like a lot of the time you just see them like appear in the background, then they're getting a bit closer, they're starting to walk, and then suddenly they've grabbed her. Maybe just increase that ascension and of tension.
A little bit on the lip sync and tone down on the visual effects because, like I said, they were very, very intense.
I'm really not sure how to answer this one. Maybe a bit tighter with the framing. That's all I can possibly suggest.